Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Books and Banter, your Medina Library's video blog as to what the experts are reading. My name is Eric Lucius, again coming to you from the stacks of Medina Library. I feel like I'm back home now. Been a while, so I have a lot of stuff. As you can see, I got all kinds of stacks of books here, so let's get right into it. Not going to get too in-depth on any one book today. We're just going to kind of talk about a bunch of different things I've been reading, maybe a little more banter than books this time around. So let's see what happens. First thing I want to talk about, we're all about, obviously this show's all about books. I love reading. You love reading if you're watching this. We love books here in the library. A new service we have is called Lucky Breaks. If you haven't checked this out, this is wonderful. This is the Lucky Break book, and I don't know how this is going to turn out, Mary, but if you see the sticker there, that's the Lucky Break sticker. All of our libraries have these. What we're doing is buying extra copies of big name authors. You can see I got C.J. Fox here, we got a James Patterson, we got Karen Kingsbury, we got Stuart Woods, we got Lawrence Block, we got all your big name authors. These books are just down in the lobbies of all of our branches. You can't reserve them. It's just the whole name, Lucky Break, says it all. You walk in one day, boom, one of your favorite author's sitting there, you go home with Stuart Woods, where you might be 800th on the waiting list. Something new we're trying, but a good way for us to get some of these big-time authors, these books that are really popular that you want to read, into your hands a little quicker. So check them out. We got them all over the place. And now so do I. All right, off we go. A couple things I've been reading lately. I should say in the last month. We're going to start with Dave Barry. Dave Barry, columnist, author, funny guy. Obviously, if you remember some of past episodes, he's got the big picture on the back, so you know he's pretty popular. So he's written Insane City, which is really about, it's a guy going on his bachelor party with his friends, and they go down to Miami Beach. So of course, nothing bad's going to happen, right? No, I'm being sarcastic. Everything bad happens. It starts right away. It's just fun. It's just madcap. It's all these adventures. It's all these crazy characters. I'm from rural Ohio, so when I was growing up, when I heard about Miami Beach and some of the things that went on there, I conjure up all these pictures of people walking around with the snakes on their shoulders and all kinds of goofy things like that. All that and more is in this book. It's a fun book. You're not going to get real in depth in this. You're not going to get a great, super story or real deep into characters. There's this kind of odd second plot line about Haitian immigrants trying to sneak into the U.S. with kind of a serious tilt. It's just kind of weird, but it's fun. I got a little tired with it when I got towards the end. I was thinking, all right, I'm ready to move on. You're going to have this. This is your box wine book, and don't worry about Boda Box versus, Frank or Black Box. Just get a box wine, enjoy it. It's light, it's fun, it is what it is. It'll entertain you for a while. It's a quick read, and then then you're done with it. All right, talked about this one before. Dick Wolf. I think I mentioned it on a previous episode. He is the guy, the creator of Law and Order. So I thought, hey, this sounds really interesting. I like Law and Order, but he's going to do something kind of cool. And he has. He's created the Jeremy Fisk series. This is the first in the series. Fisk is a counter-terrorism agent from FBI, CIA, one of those groups. Kind of a typical plot line. There's a terrorist in the U.S., and he's planning on this horrible thing, this horrible attack, and it's a race to stop him, and he's always one step ahead of the good guys. Kind of formulaic. Dick Wolf adds that little TV element, which I thought kind of was nice in creating. It has to do with creating celebrities and how in the U.S. and pop culture we love celebrities, and with social media and how someone can become a celebrity real quick and how we follow them, and we're so interested in the intricacies of their lives when they really haven't done anything. So he kind of adds that little social commentary, which is kind of nice, kind of fun. Other than that, it did feel like a first-time writer. There's some relationships that just pop up all of a sudden, and you really don't understand why they're there. I have a lot of notes for this one, but most of my notes said something to the effect of it's Tom Clancy light, because he does have that techno thriller in it, that military background, all kinds of different weapons and systems and computers and things like that. But it's really not as heavy duty, not as well rounded as Tom Clancy, at least his Tom Clancy early stuff. Later stuff I'm going to talk about. That's for another episode. But anyway, not a bad book. A good first effort. You're going to be seeing more of Dick Wolf. For a wine, it's like to me, it's a Cabernet, it's a Merlot, but if you've had Cabernet Merlot from California, you have that distinct flavor. You know what it tastes like, especially if you had some good ones. To me, this is more like a Cab or Merlot from like Chile, or something that's not quite as good, a little bit cheaper. You know that it's a Cabernet, but you know it's not from Napa Valley. It's from somewhere in Chile. And it probably costs about $8. So, not bad though. Okay, here we go. This was fun. Daddy Love, Joyce Carol Oates. Boy, this was just miserable. And I don't mean that it was a miserable book or poorly written. It was just a real tough one to get through. It's a short book. It comes in about 260 pages. You can read it pretty quickly, but you're not going to because it's gut-wrenching. She doesn't have the big picture. I've never read her before. Lots of books, popular authors. She doesn't have the big picture. She has this kind of picture in the front. It's just it even just like it sets a tone. It looks like when she wrote this, she was just not happy. Whatever was going on. Psychological thriller. It really plays on fear. Any parent, and I'm a parent myself, you've had that moment when you're in a crowded area, parking lot, mall somewhere, and all of a sudden your kid, your little toddler is gone, and usually you look around and your heart kind of goes up, and you find him real quick, or maybe you have to turn around the corner and there he is messing around with some trinkets. But what happens in Daddy Love is the worst fear of all of us is realize where the child is actually kidnapped. And so she really, that psychological thriller really pulls on plays with your fear. I mean, that's a huge fear. It gets in you. Her characterization is really, really good. How she talks about the kid who's now been kidnapped and is growing up with his kidnapper. You get inside the head of the kidnapper who justifies all of his actions. You learn about the parents as they go through life and how what a devastating event like this. How devastating like this event. How it works on their lives and how the relationship between the mother and the father change, and things of that nature. Really tough to read, I gotta admit. Again, not bad, just really gets after you. To me, a New Zealand Sauvignon Blanc, because you're going to need that zippy, that strong acidity to just like kind of cut through all the despair and the misery you're going to have when you're reading this book. I'm really selling this, I'm sure. Joyce Carol Oates is going to be banging on my door saying, hey, please endorse my book, Books and Banter Guy. She's not even going to know my name, I'm sure. But anyway, yeah, have that New Zealand Sauvignon Blanc, get yourself an Oyster Bay or a Band Rock Station, something like that. And just to kind of clear your palate from this one. Last one I want to talk about, I'm not quite finished with this one yet, Robert Masello, The Romanov Cross. And the reason I'm kind of reading this, first of all, very good book. Masello's written a lot of other titles. This is the first one I've had. It's an adventure novel. This one, there's a disease that's kind of creeping around. Maybe the Spanish flu is making a resurgence, and it's tied into a missing treasure from the Romanov dynasty that's kind of gotten out. And you have the doctors and the folks trying to eradicate the disease and trying to find the cross, and there's all these plot lines and they're all kind of getting mixed together. It's kind of big. There's a lot going on in this. Very much like your Dan Browns, like Da Vinci Code. If you like Da Vinci Code, you're going to like this. If you like Steve Barry, though, Steve Barry, who will be joining us June 18th, which is I don't know what day of the week that is, at the Weymouth Country Club. He will be here. This is only his second stop in Ohio. He's only going to be in 2 places in Ohio. His new book, King's Deception, coming out soon, and he will be here to promote the book at the Medina Library. So tickets are available for that. So get yourself ready for the Steve Barry presentation. Grab Romanov Cross. Nice book. Lots of different plot lines going on, and I'm hoping I'm about 100 pages away, but I'm hoping it all ties in real nicely. So that's it. Great to be back. Great to be back in the chair here. Please send me your comments. Get a hold of me. Call the library. Let me know. Ask us about books. We got all kinds of services, so go on the website and see all the new things we're doing for you. Check out the Lucky Break book, which I've already thrown and spewed across the floor. We got lots of great stuff going here at the Medina Library, and I will see you in the stacks.